All right. It's the Monday Not So Live show. And Dave's title says, Let's Get Judgy. Cheryl is here. I'm here. Dave's here. Special guest, Danny, all the way from Scotland, is here. And welcome to the show, by the way, Danny.
Happy to be on.
Is it true that not only do you set many KOMs, but that you give more kudos than anyone on Strava? Is that true?
Oh, I'm crazy on the Strava. Everything's about Strava. If it's not on Strava, it didn't happen.
I concur. So you should follow me. I am at Mappy Davis. And please give me kudos because I need them.
I treat it more like my actual social media than Instagram nowadays.
Yeah, some people do. I've actually never been that guy. I honestly almost never comment. I almost never kudo. I just like having the history of my stuff up there for more than anything. But I ran for the last decade, and it's a lot less sexy to say 48-minute weight training. You know what I mean? It's just not as cool as like the fun maps. So as a hybrid guy, how do you deal with that?
It's all about the fun titles. I've got all my titles are stupid, fun, or creative in some sort of way for the day. So that's how I make it up.
All right. Well, you're on because you were at Hybrid Games. And for the record, I have reached out to Hybrid Games. I said, hey, you probably saw our video. Let's chat. You want to speak about it? You want to send me anything? No response. It's been a couple days, but oh well. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But Danny and I were chatting, as I've been chatting with many, many people over the last 48 hours. But I just want to get this out of the way first about the whole, I definitely do not want to be the no rep channel. That is not my goal. And there's 2 in a row on my post, which is rare, but that's just how it went down because the Sean thing happened and then this thing happened. And, we talked about Deadly Dozen a couple weeks ago, and these guys are putting on races, and I'm a channel that, gives information and also holds people accountable. Like, I think that's a part of what good media does, right? Here's what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent. And everyone wants fairness. Like, no one's arguing with that. So that's part of what we do. And as I say, I feel like almost every week, but I'm going to say it one more time. I could do nothing but post shitty wall ball videos and I would get engagement out the wazoo. Like it would get served to so many more people than just our audience. It would definitely find its way into, and my likes and all that stuff would go up. That's not the channel I want to run. So there's that said. So Danny, can you start with, was this your first Hybrid Games? That's the first question. Did you go to the other two? Either one of the other two?
No, didn't go to them.
Okay. So let's give the good first. Tell me what you liked about it. I assume the energy was high. What did you like about the event?
And yeah, I'd like you also to just give us a primer on what's different. Like, remind me what this is as opposed to Hyrox, for instance.
All right, Cheryl, that you're just gonna cut me right the fuck off. It's a different question. It's a different question, Cheryl. No, it's fine. Whatever you want to answer first. I just want to get the ball rolling on this conversation. Clearly, we're gonna talk about reps, but let's get it rolling. Answer Cheryl's question.
So the Hybrid Games attracted me a bit more because I used to be more of a CrossFitter type of guy. And so going from the 1K runs down to the 600-meter runs, that was sold straight away for me. Easier running, and then slightly higher skilled movements, but not insanely CrossFit high skill movements. So this is where we get to the snatch. As soon as I seen that in there, I was like, this is going to be a massacre. Like, you just knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't quite know how bad it was going to be. So I think there was probably no real training for any of the judges because they're all just volunteers, right? Like, except maybe the head ones.
That's actually not true. They are offered either payment or vouchers. I'm not sure which, but they take the Deadly Dozen model. They aren't straight volunteers. That's one thing I know for a fact. So it doesn't mean the level of them got better or worse, but I'm just saying for a confirmation, I can tell you. Hang on, let me look up my messages here. So tell people, why don't you just run through it actually, because it's 9 stations instead of 8, and then what else can you say about the event for people who have no clue what Hybrid Games is?
I do want Matt's question answered about what's good about it for sure.
So the good was, I feel like it got more people doing these type of races because Hyrox is kind of, it feels sold out a bit. It's too big now and too hard to get tickets. Like that's been putting me off in the UK. But the UK is crazy. Like it's went insane here. So getting the tickets becomes such a challenge in the UK. That's why I've went all of my events this year near enough have been abroad, except Glasgow. I haven't even tried to do any of the ones down in England, even though they're so close. I've not even bothered. So I think seeing lots of new people getting into it, you could tell they were newbies because some people were going in and out the wrong gates. They were looking confused. You know that way when you do your first Hyrox, you're like, what is going on? Where am I meant to be? So that seeing people getting to do it was good. The way they ran their order, I think Hyrox has started moving towards the same. So like all your stations are in order. So you just work your way straight through the rock zone, so to speak. They had it all set up like that. So that helped a bit. Obviously, I've done, I think, Barcelona this year. Everything was kind of jumbled for Hyrox. So you have to constantly be thinking, where are you going? Like, and have a head screwed on moment. But they were quite good with that. I liked the layout, like the 600 meters, as I said. Not really a great runner, better on the station, so that was good. The sprint at the end after your sled push is amazing. I think that is a great way to finish races because you came out and then round, and then it was a big straight right down into the finishing like ramp, and the people were down each side, so it's like high hype. You're charging down there. I was going way faster than I've ever ran like round any of the laps before just because people are screaming all the way up and down the side. It felt like a marathon finish, or say like an Ironman, where everyone's up and down each side and it's a big long straight into it. That was quite fun to do.
Yeah, Hybrid Northwest has that. That's where they kind of started together, him and Kieran from Hybrid Northwest. And then the HPX ended that way too, but it was outside at the track and you didn't really have the fans, but it is kind of a cool way to finish. And again, just to be different, because at first, I mean, Dale, the guy who runs the event, admits that like he wanted it to look and feel a lot like Hyrox. Same reg company, Bienvenue, right? Same
timing chips are the
same Mika timing, the maps, like the colors, it's all, he does the finishing stage, and he admits that he wants it to be at that level and that kind of thing. So it's clearly supposed to be, except for changing a few stations. But I think a lot of people definitely want variety. Like they don't just want to do Hyrox, swap station A for station B, or Hyrox in a different order.
Yeah, so I found this harder. Maybe I wasn't quite fit enough from like having a recent injury, but I did find it more challenging the way that they've ran the stations out. So you think 100 wall balls second you'd feel okay about, because you're not at the end of a Hyrox race dying and just trying to get over that line in any way possible. But running off of them was way more difficult than running off a sled, like pull or push, and that's normally what hits people hard. But I found that wildly challenging coming off the 100 wall balls. The echo bike's just a size thing, really. Like if you're kind of big and heavy, you can get through it, but running off wall balls, not too much fun. That's a big gap in the training there.
The echo bike's calories too, isn't it?
Yeah, 50 calories.
Yeah, I would have thrown that to meters just to offset the size advantage.
Yeah, So you can just jump on and
Yeah.
hardcore the first 10, 15 seconds, and it'll tick way faster for you than smaller athletes or lighter. But
so what's
on
the
that,
difference?
on the bike, like the bike was a bit weird. Like if you came in quick on your station, you were just getting allocated a bike straight at the entrance to the gate, and then you were just going straight back out that way. So if you were coming in last to the station, you were running further and then having to run back. So it was the same in and out zone for the bike. It wasn't funneled like, Hyrox, if you run further, you still need to run back. And even the people at the end need to run all the way down and all the way back. They had that on their rows there and like the ski. But for the bike, it was just a run up, jump on the first bike, jump out, and you were straight back out. So it was a weirdly weighted one. Like if you just sprinted your first 600 meters, you'd have a 15-20 meter advantage because your bike was on the entry exit door, basically. Maybe they'll fix it to funnel it next time, so you need to go round. But I don't know if it's a space thing or what they've done with that.
It's odd considering they did it for the other ones, that they wouldn't do that for that one.
Yeah, it kind of blew my mind because I ran in maybe in like 4th or 5th place, just jumped on the bike closest that you could get to,
Mhm.
and then you were straight back out the door that you came in. So it was a strange one. Like when I first showed up, I was like, "Wait, we just go straight back out?" What?
Is the footprint on this race going to be the same every time, or will it be like Hyrox? It will be venue dependent. Does that make sense? Like, is the footprint that you ran, would that be the same footprint every Hybrid Games?
I think they can fit it in easier because it's the smaller track. But I guess if they start getting more popular, I think there was 3,500 there.
Yeah,
over
34,
the 2 days.
34 and change. So the first event they did, I forget, I think it was the same layout. The second event was actually outdoor runs. This event, indoor, and then the London and moving forward, they've added a 10th station. So I guess if they're going to keep records, which we all know how I feel about that, I'm probably going to start now, like after London. And I don't know why, but that's just kind of how they did it. They announced it a while ago. Hey, starting forward, maybe just because they wanted to go from 9 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
What's the 10th station?
I think it's a sled pull or a sled push, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, push was the 9th, so I think they'll be adding the pull after it.
What is that? Sorry, I was looking. Somebody sent me something. And again, we want to talk about what's good and what's bad. And one of the things you said to me in the chat was, to be fair, Hyrox's first Glasgow event, similar. Yeah, you said a little chaotic, right?
Yeah. So I was there on the Hyrox, the first one as well. I took a ticket on 3 days' notice and just raced under a pal's name who couldn't make it. They didn't even ID us or anything. You just kind of showed up and you were in. Like it didn't matter who you were or what you were because it was still just taking off here. I think the first Glasgow event was only about 3,000 people as well. I don't think it was that many for Hyrox.
But I thought because of the building they chose, it was like super crowded. Or was that the second one?
The second one was super crowded. The first one, it was quite empty actually.
Same venue?
Same venue, yeah. They've run it in the same venue all the time. But this year, the SECC, they took over 2 halls because obviously they had the Elite 15 to grid race it on that side. Then they converted that side into the big wall ball station for everyone at the end. So I think they still seem to be tweaking their setup for Glasgow, but it keeps getting bigger and bigger here. So now it's just so crowded all the time that they could probably sell 7 days straight in Glasgow quite comfortably.
Well, isn't that Mo's dream, the 7-day event? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's rumors in there going around that they're doing that this year somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's get to the judging. And I wanted to check out the rule book on a couple of things. And so on their FAQ, I found, first of all, will there be judges at each station? We've got the best judges, and they'll be watching your every move, comma, at every station, exclamation point. And then another one is, how strictly will the movement standards be enforced? Movement standards and ruling is our top priority for our participants. I don't know what happened to safety. That's everybody else's top priority. It's a throwback. It's a throwback for the old G's. We believe consistent and precise performance criteria are fundamental to a fair competition. Our judges will ensure movement standards are enforced at every station. Danny, is that what happened this weekend?
Nah, but they did I remember them making a funny point on the first few waves that were going off on Saturday while I was just getting in, looking about the arena. They had people on the live mics, like commentary, hype team, the same thing that Gus Vastotes does for Hyrox. And they were shouting at it as everyone was getting to the wall balls for the first wave. The guy made a point of saying, look at all these great reps we're seeing. And I remember it hitting me and thinking, nah, like he's either like joking here or he's pointing a criticism at other events and they're judging. But I was watching some just push press wall balls, like they were not going that far down at all. It was just like
well, you did send me what I would like to call patty cake wall balls, and I chose not to share them because we got the point across with the snatches. But wow, were they bad? They were definitely. Yeah. They were like on a scale of like if Sean was close, whatever the opposite of Sean was.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, you kind of think those would be okay earlier on, right? Like now that it is the second station, maybe people might give it a decent, college try.
Yeah, just go for it. But it was so funny to see that those Sean ones and others at Hyrox at the weekend were getting judged to like this extreme, and then these ones were at this extreme. Like it was weird to see the two contrasts. Like they were just a dip. It was as if you were just dip drive. It wasn't any like depth at all. You're not even getting like close to being there. It was just like.
Do you have patty cake in Scotland? Patty cake. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I thought that translated pretty well. So your experience in the race, just doing it now, right? Are you just kind of seeing kind of chaos around you, or are you just kind of enjoying it in the zone, or did it like take away? Sometimes people get really bothered like during the race, like, oh man, I'm working hard and this guy isn't, or.
Nah. At the end of the day, you kind of make your own race in that way. Like you can hold your own standards, really. So I don't really mind if people are sort of cheating their way through it or doing what they want, because to me, you're only kind of cheating yourself. And then eventually, when you do get one of these like hardcore judges that will judge you, they'll be crying and screaming like, oh, these are hardcore, they're bad reps. Like, I was so good, I'm so perfect. Because that did happen to a Scottish guy. I think he's in one of the age groups, and he was throwing a tantrum at one point.
At Hyrox or
it was at Hyrox. It was this season, well, last season now. And you see him throwing a tantrum about like his wall balls, and they were all no reps, but because he's been so used to having no reps being accepted, I think that this was on Hillerfit's channel. It was on him ages ago. He posted about it, and he was like, "This guy's having a tantrum here, but they're all no reps. So what can you have a tantrum about?" And it's because he's used to being like one of the top guys and just getting away with it, I guess. And then some harsh judge comes along and you're screwed. Like once you've got a hard judge, that's you. So I don't mind if people are like kind of bending their own rules. I guess it is always accessible to everyone. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't affect my race place. Like I'm not up there competing for podiums, so it's never going to really knock me down anyway. I'm just doing it to be better than I was the last event that I did, really. That's my main goal. But when you are watching it, you're thinking like, if these volunteers had a bit more training or a bit more incentive to be trained in judging, you might get a more cleaner race through. Because the thing with the lunges was crazy to watch. Like,
the way the lunges worse than the snatches?
Well, it was just one example I seen at the time. As I'd finished my race and I was just waiting and watching people, and one of the guys, like he had the sandbag on, but he was near the bar, like so it was 4 up, like up down 4 times in a zigzag as you do, and he was going down, and he'd be down, he'd let this hand go and hold the barrier and kind of pull up, and then grab the bag at the top again, and then go down and then pull back up like with one hand. And I was kind of watching it like, how's that being allowed? Like that was insane to me, because you're just bending all the rules. And
I've never
so
seen that.
obvious.
That's a new one.
Yeah, but also as well on those lunges, I actually checked, same as you, I checked the rule book after it, because people were putting the bag down at each end, and the head judge at like one of the times was talking to them, and I was like, I'm sure you get some sort of penalty for that. You do in Hyrox. Like I'm sure it says no bag drops. As I was sitting there dying with this bag like crumpled up, that kind of pissed me off, because I was like, I can't breathe. I'm holding this bag on my back, and they're just putting them down and not getting hit like with any penalties for it. And I think they do have in the rule book that you can't drop the bag. So, but I didn't know if it was or if it wasn't until I got home and checked it, and I was like, oh, so I mean, they should have been penalised, but I guess anything goes. Again, it's kind of understaffed though. Like there wasn't a lot of judges everywhere.
Not kind of understaffed.
Yeah.
So, Dave, what are your thoughts so far? You've been quiet up to now.
I've been polite.
Very
That's
Canadian
what
of
I'm
you.
doing.
Very Canadian of you.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want to say? This is the same old thing, right? Number one, I do have some sympathy for the company. It's very hard to get judges paid, volunteer, whatever the case may be. It's very hard to get good judges. That said, the some of it's just really bad. I've been looking. I can't even find the rule book because I wanted to see some of the stuff.
Oh, it's on the it's on the FAQ.
Yeah, I couldn't even find that. But anyway,
it's on their Instagram. I think on
their Instagram. Okay.
You have to go to. They're not doing a great job on SEO. When you type in the Hybrid Games, it doesn't come up at all. You've got to go to their Instagram, and then anyway, go ahead though.
Yeah, I mean, so let's just take away the numbers and your movements. I mean, your basic movements. I mean, you got that snatch, which is a problem, obviously. If you're trying to host an event where you're going to have 3,000 people come through in a day, you have to pick movements that work with that that kind of mass participation, right? You can't have, I mean, in a CrossFit event, right? You got a CrossFit event, you got one judge per person, so you need 10 good judges, really, because you're going to maybe have 10 people going at once. In a competition like this, you need like 100, 150 judges. You're not going to get the quality that you can get. And the movements happen very quickly and they're very spread out. I mean, a snatch happens really fast. I mean, the ones we saw in the video were atrocious and should be called. There's no excuse for that. But some of them that get borderline, you never know. And same with the wall balls. And by the way, by the wall balls, I am back on my bring the damn box out for everybody. Everybody in NAB. 14 inches for men, 12 inches for women. Everybody uses it. Whole problem solved. I've been saying it for 3 years.
No matter the size or shape of the man or woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a decent argument against it.
Oh, I would ask you. I'd call Dave and go, "Hey, Dave, what would you say to someone who said, what's the difference between 6'2" Monique. Gonna use Monique again. 6'2" Monique versus 5'4". Who's short? Who's a short one? I don't know. Somebody 5'4".
Well, there's no difference because the 5'4" girl has the advantage on the way down, and the 6'2" girl has the advantage on the target on the way up.
Okay, there you go. Problem solved. All right, get the boxes. I'm on your team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it forever. The only thing I've ever heard is, "Oh, it'll look silly." Well, judges with their hands out in the air like this.
Yeah, and again, I think there's a base level, like even with Sean, looking back on what I posted, there are a couple that are like on the line iffy, right?
Of course, they are.
He's tired.
But for the snatch, if I have 5 minutes to train you, if I have 2 minutes to train you, and I say it's got to get up over their head, and you kind of like lead them to win. You say to the volunteer, they're going to kind of start doing this. It's going to start being in front of them. What you're going to want to do is say over the head, over the head. Problem solved. I'm not looking for perfect lockout. You know what I mean? Like just for the masses like this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not. So that's why
I'm going to say you'd think it would work that way, but it does not always.
I know, but then the head judge walks around and then makes sure that's happening, right? It's like, I know it's hard to tell these people they're working hard, but just okay. And again, you do it for them. Like, you lead the way by then you say it over. Like somebody even said in a comment, like just saying to the girl a little higher over your head, it just changes things. And that's instead of just clicker counters, which is what we end up with a lot of times. And again, I'm sympathetic to. I don't expect, even though Hiller would say everyone that does Hyrox has to hit the standard, and I don't feel that way. I'm like open waves, whatever. But again, let's get a general sense of this person's trying their best, and like that's why I'm not going to probably show someone who's slightly less feet doing the patty cake thing, because again, that's to me is like, what are you doing? But that girl, obviously very fit, and honestly, you didn't know this, but like the fact that like. She is facing the other way, I thought gives her a little anonymity, even though people are, of course, how can you do that to her? I'm like, oh, unless you know her. You know what I mean? It's not the worst thing in the world. But anyway, to me, that's the basic. And how many are you doing? Are you doing 60 or 100? How many are you doing?
The snatch was 50.
Right, you're doing 50. So even
25 per side.
even giving them like a few bad ones, it's like, okay, now like get it up. Okay, get it up. Even if the next two are bad, get it up. And that one is just like she's literally just putting it down and picking it back up. Yeah. So
she's even using two hands on the way up.
Well, I think that's their rule. Actually, their rule was changed at the bottom, right?
But they weren't. She wasn't changing on the bottom. She was changing on the way up.
Yeah, you had to change below shoulder on the way down. Was their rule.
All right, I'm going to read the rule because I found this earlier. Keep going, you guys, and I'm going to find the rule for you.
Like, normally I would do the CrossFit ones where you kind of change high up and go down and change high up because it's the fastest kind of way to do it. But
100%. I'm assuming they did it for safety reasons.
Yeah, I think that's what they did. But I would argue that it's more unsafe when your shoulder's kind of out there and you're trying to change it this height rather than.
So I've been involved in two sets of rules with snatches where this was a concern, and in both of them we came to the concept. And although it is slower of changing on the ground, because if you're changing on the ground, you're perfectly safe. It does slow it down, but you're safe. No one's going to drop a dumbbell on their head or throw a shoulder out or do anything stupid if they're changing it on the ground. I still believe that should be the way for a lot of these, because it also takes away. Like I think if I saw that video, that girl was changing on the way up, but in front of her chest.
Yeah,
right. And so that's like two hands on it on the way up, which kind of defeats the point of a single arm dumbbell snatch. So, I don't know.
Yeah, from speaking to quite a lot of people as well that I know that train here and that were doing this event, but they've all been more Hyrox and hybrid, like rather than CrossFit. They were all like dreading doing the snatches. Like this was the big like dread thing for them, and I think it is because it's a reasonably technical movement if you've never done CrossFit type events, I would say. So you're not just running and doing wall balls kind of badly. Like this has a good bit of technique to it to get it moving perfectly through like a line.
But again, even like not using your hinge or whatever like properly to like snatch it up. It's just so let's read these really quickly. it is on their website under, it just says movement standards. So it's got the weights, and then it says what you do for mixed doubles. Feet hip width apart. Each rep must be alternated. The change of the hands must take place below the shoulder, ensuring only one hand thrusts the dumbbell overhead. So it doesn't say on the way up or down.
No, so she was fine for that part.
Rep ranges are rest at the participant's discretion. Judges will be equipped with a counting device. Only one participant within a pair can complete it at one time. Must follow the judge's call. Dumbbell must be on the floor before your partner takes over. Doubles, the non-exercising partner must stand in the designated zone. At least one hand must touch the floor. One head of the dumbbell must touch the floor at the start of each repetition. Once complete, your judge will release you. So you know
There's nothing about how far to extend. So you know what? She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine. That's a shit. Yeah. That's a shit written rule. She is absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't say lockout.
No, it doesn't say lockout. It doesn't say extension. It says push overhead. Good. She's good.
And I think that
you need to put that out there, Matt. She's fine.
And I think I'll take down my video. And I think that video is copied exactly from when he broke up from Hybrid Northwest. Like, that's the Hybrid Northwest rule book. So maybe Kieran needs to fix his, and then these guys get around to fixing theirs. Anything else about the hybrid?
I want to see the rest of this rule book if that is that lapse.
Yeah, go to, you don't have to go there now, but if you go to hybridgames.com and you hit the about, it says race format, then movement standards, then FAQs.
Okay, so Dave, to clarify, the movement standards they have on there make it safe, right? Because then they aren't transferring it above their heads, which would be dangerous.
Well, I mean, in my mind, yeah, I agree with Danny. Like, to me, overhead with people who are inexperienced, like you said, it is a slightly skilled.
CrossFitters always change at the top, don't they? CrossFitters, don't they always change at the top?
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm doing it
at the top as well.
If I'm doing it myself, that's what I'm doing too. But you have a lot of new people. This is a mass participation event. Some may have never done it before. You could end up with dumbbells dropped on people's heads.
Right.
Yeah. So as a safety precaution, it seems logical. Like, they went with below the shoulder. Like you said, Danny, that again can produce another type of injury, changing in front of the shoulder. And again, to me, that also has them either lifting the dumbbell with two hands at times or setting it down with two. That has two hands on it. I would have went with, like I do with everything else, change on the ground. It's clean, it's simple, it's safe.
So again, this is the part where I think that a lot of this, like, it's only the third event, give them a break stuff doesn't fly. Because number one, you read the rule as far as we will give you standards because this is the most important thing. Parentheses, unless it's our third event, because what do you want from us? Or unless no volunteers show up, because what do you want from us? We can't help it if people don't show up. There was a picture I was going to share, but I feel like it'll be taken out of context and I'll be yelled at for the wrong thing. But at all these events, like, the thing that everybody loves, what looks good on Instagram, right? So people, they never just hire a head photographer. It's the head of media. And, they have a picture of all the people that showed up and were media this weekend. And they all did a solid job, apparently. But when I looked at this picture, it's 21 people. So that race, sure as shit, made sure they had fucking media covered. Do you see what I'm saying? And then you only have 40 volunteers. So I got 4,000 people coming. I'm manning the fucking phones the night before. We got to get 150 people here or our race is going to suck. If that's important to me, if that really is important to me, that's what I'm doing. Not, whoops, 40 people showed up. What do you want me to do? Right?
Yeah, they emailed out to people competing, I think the night before or 2 nights before, saying that they are still needing volunteers if you want to volunteer. I think that went on Instagram as well. Because I did consider doing it on that side as well, but like, I've done it for Hyrox.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's important to you as your fucking media, act like it. Get on the phone and get fucking volunteers there. Again, I know it's not easy. People are not going to show. I'm guessing the no-show rate goes way down when it's a free race ticket. I just went back and looked. It's a free race ticket, and you're paid in a voucher. I think there's a full day and a half day shift, and they feed you, right? So it's a pretty good deal. And I'm guessing the no-show rate's lower. You still might have people who, I don't give a shit, I don't want to race anyway, right? But, you know, call your local gyms, like all the stuff. You know, Dave has to hear it from us every week because he, you know, works for DECA and they're short on volunteers. But yeah, that's kind of where my head went with that, and why I start to get heated when I see these silly comments like, give them a break, it's their third event. They're trying.
Well, look, I don't think that, I mean, if you're putting on an event, you should provide the event that you're saying you're putting on. But you just showed us the standards for the snatches, which, you know, they're not CrossFit standards, right? They're different standards. I would be very curious what the standards for the lunges and wall balls are. Have they just loosened up this race to the point where it's highly accessible?
I think it's left out. I don't think it's loosened.
Okay, because that seemed,
because I did look at the wall ball one later, thinking, does it even say throw the ball at the target? And it
it says hips below knees, and the ball touches the target. I still have a problem with hips below knees.
All right, let's go there. Can we shift? Can we go right into Sean then? I think we've covered this. Can we go right into Sean?
All right. Well, I'm just saying hips below knees is not a great standard because the hip is a big part of the body. The knee is a big part of the
top
body.
of the hip, the bottom of the hip.
So this is what we got to talk about. And Danny, you can stay on if you'd like. I know it's late.
I like Danny.
I do too. Stay on with us. Talk about your mate. What's his name? Sean. So I am watching did you watch the entire video, by the way? Because I did. I watched the entire 4 minutes.
I've watched it a couple times.
Okay. So I counted 92 and I did my research, right? What were his previous times? Wanted to make sure he wasn't just saying that to me, right? His previous times were 340s, 350s. He had one that was 412. So it's still under. And we're going to assume pretty good, right? We're going to assume those races, he's in the elite wave, he's in the pro wave, right? And somehow I can't tell. He says it was 22 no reps, but someone pointed out to me it's only no rep when the guy does his hand on the screen. So to me, that would only be 4 or 5. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I really don't. But I just know that he started at about the same time and was still there when the other guy left, when Liam left. So he clearly was like, so anyway, can we talk about like somebody told me, somebody who's a judge who couldn't come on tonight because he's in Australia, who's actually
I've judged the wall balls at Hyrox as well, so I know how that.
He was saying to me, he's actually awake now. He's training somebody, so he's going to come on another time. But he was saying that's what they're told. They're told, you know, knee is the hip crease thing. But I'm like, are they told to like stick their hands out because it's a moving target? It's like that part was the part that blew me away the most, and that the judge was actually like doing it too, the head judge that corrected him.
So I've never been told this one when I've judged for Hyrox. However, it seemed pretty plain to me what they were trying to do, and they're putting their arm out at the level at the top of the knee, and that way they're looking at their arm and they're thinking, if his hips go below my arm, that means he's okay. If his hips don't go below my arm, that means he's not okay. That seemed to be what they were doing. It looked a little silly. Although I'm going to say it looks dumb, I'm not going to completely shoot it down. I don't think you should really need to do that, but hey, you know, whatever.
But how is that doable when one's body doesn't? It's moving.
Because I would be putting my hand where the top of your knee is going to be when you squat, right?
If I remained perfectly still in an exact movement.
Yeah, well, you know, his hand's moving around too. But I'm just saying it's a guideline, it's a reference for them to see.
Yet no one in the history of squat depth has ever done it.
Well, nobody's needed to. Like I said, I didn't say it was a great idea. I just said that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Squat depth. Like I've never.
Say what you want about CrossFit. That's not the standard. Like the standard should never be stick your hand out, and because you can only do that with things that are fixed. A fixed structure, you can put your hand out and say, okay, this isn't moving. So,
well, you could, but if you take that same approach to the burpee broad jumps, when they do the burpee broad jumps, they're using the foot as guide because they're moving with the athlete to use their foot.
All right, we should give this up. Can we just stop the show? Hybrid sports is dumb. It doesn't work. These reps are fucking dumb.
They said that like, don't do the 2-step thing. Like, you're not parallel when you take off. Like, but seen that a lot of the weekend. You see that at Hyrox as well all the time. So it's, again, you don't have enough judges to check on that type of thing, like up close.
And yeah, that's a very hard one to enforce.
Yes, because you're moving so fast. Like, that's.
But again, for most of these things, for Deca, Hyrox, and Deadly, I care about your elite waves, your record breakers. Like, you got to be able to figure it out for that. You got to be able to, and Deca has done that, right? As much as a hard time we give Deca, you guys figure it out for those first 2 waves so that it's judged quite fairly. And that's what we're asking for. You know, someone's like, there's 2.5 million wall balls over the weekend. It's like, get the fuck out of here. We're talking about people.
The biggest key is all of it is it's not even about good reps, bad reps, or great judge, bad judge. It's about consistency across the board, which is what they're after. And what Sean, I think, was worried about is he thinks somebody else was getting easier reps than him. And that's the struggle, is getting that many judges to be that consistent across. And it's not easy. But when you're, in my mind, when you are charging that much money, when you're trying to provide that product, that is something that it's part of your contract, is that you're going to give a good quality judge.
And that was, I just want to say, and that was kind of the theme I noticed in reading comments and talking to all these athletes. I've spent a lot of money. I'm traveling to your event. Please don't fuck me.
Yeah. Well, especially, you know, when you're this close to getting into the Elite 15, right? Like, this means something for you. It means something for your life. And this is the first time that I've seen the pro wave come through, the front runners in the pro wave come through, where there weren't high level Hyrox employees judging the wall balls. I mean, usually I know exactly who the people are. You know, it used to be, you know, Yusuf in the United States,
you get Rick,
Ryan Ginger in the United States. Like, they were the ones who were on these front runners, and they would be the ones waiting for them at the wall balls. So we knew exactly who they were, and we knew that we could trust what their judging was going to be. And I don't know who, it didn't seem like they had that set up this time, because I think they're usually a little more respectful to those folks who are gunning for, you know, the times that are going to qualify them.
Yeah. When I did Toronto, when I judged Toronto, I mean, I was like, they're like, okay, you have number 2.
Right.
So you're the number 2 judge.
They're usually right on it. And it didn't seem like that happened this time. It really did seem like they were just somewhat random judges that were assigned to these guys. And I thought that was unusual. And I think that may have been the thing that kind of changed it for them. Are we going to talk about poor Sean Noble? Like, that guy, does he have the worst? Was there, like, you know, an Irish widow's curse from 3 generations ago that just made it so that, you know, they never succeed at sports? Like, that poor guy has the worst luck. I feel terrible.
But here's the thing, and Matt brought it up. Does he have the worst luck, or were those no reps?
Good point.
I counted, I'm going to say, I'll give you 5 iffies of the 92, okay? 3 to 5 that were on the line-ish. I don't know that I saw maybe one absolute no rep. Honestly, I thought I looked really closely. And we have a bad angle. We don't have the sideways angle. Yeah. But Dave, what would you say?
For me, he was riding the line.
Okay.
But the angle, again, is not... When you're riding the line, you can't pass judgment on a video angle that's not perfect.
Correct.
Right. So, I mean, in that scenario, I mean, I didn't see 22 no reps in a row.
Yeah, we kind of don't know what happened.
And I do believe the athletes need to live by this. And any athlete that I've coached or talked to or just gave advice to is, even if you're struggling, and I think I've told this even in DECA pre-race briefings, if something's going wrong and you're struggling, just keep going and file an appeal after. And if they said that to him. Now, Matt and I went back and forth. I'm going to give a kudos to Matt Locke, who he was in Australia just waking up when all this was happening, and I was communicating with him, and he was great with getting right back to me. And but we didn't specifically talk about that piece. Sean said
the judges, I don't know who they were, admitted a mistake and said, had you complained, we might have given you time back. And so we say this all the time because Sandy walks off half the time, right? So many others have kicked barriers or, you know, yelled at refs or whatever the things people are doing. And it's like, yeah, you got to hang in there. You got to hang in there.
He just didn't.
And he admitted, he said, I lost the head. He said that, you know what I mean? Which I assume in America like means lost my head, but.
Yeah.
It seems like a race brain thing where he may not even recall exactly what happened. Like he might have been so tired
and fuming that.
Right. Like I think.
But that's the thing. That's what separates the winners. You gotta like, you know what I mean? Like a professional football team, they miss out, like they didn't call pass interference. It's like you can lose your mind or go, all right, next play, we got to go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We all know Sean has the physical capability to be in the Elite 15. He's an absolute monster. He has the
right, but we're not Dave Castro. We're not giving you credit for capacity.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Well, some wall balls we are, but that's okay.
I just think I wonder if 5 years from now we're going to realize that there are certain movements that are just not conducive to mass participation hybrid sports.
Well,
I think we realized that a while ago.
Well,
why are we changing that?
Right, but
Did you end up doing the ErgFest?
What's Deadly going to do? Deadly Dozen's already in 10 countries. They just announced the World Championship and big payouts. And what's Deadly going to do?
The reason. Sorry, go ahead, Cheryl.
No, I just look. There are controversies about the Deadly Snatches too, right? Like maybe snatches aren't the best idea. Like maybe we should come up with something that.
Well, you can cheat at snatches. You can cheat at wall balls. I mean, you can there's a lot of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I do think snatches are probably one of the harder ones, right?
Mm-hmm. And so are wall balls.
But
and BBJ. I would put those on my list as if I was to put together a hybrid race, I would not put those on my race.
There's things that you could put in. I mean, I have no idea why nobody's got a tire flip in any of these yet.
Just a big tire?
Big tire or a pig like they use in CrossFit, a flip of some kind. It makes no sense to me that it's not. It's a distance thing. It's fine. It's the same for everybody. I don't
pick up something heavy, move it over there.
Honestly,
real easy to judge.
What about a spear throw or pistols
or
pistol? Hey, they had
laser pistols are in CrossFit now, man.
Right, I saw that.
It's just as dumb there.
There's another hybrid event in Glasgow, like kind of taken off. It was done just a month ago called Gauntlet, and they do like a sandbag over like a hurdle, and you jump over it after it.
Fantastic.
That looked really good fun. Like it looked great. You're lifting, loading, and jumping, and it was. I'm doing the next one of that when it comes around again. So
I like that one, but I always thought because I've thought about that one before, but I thought if you're going over a wall with a sandbag, then you should go under the wall after, because the tall people are going to have the advantage putting the ball over the wall, and then the short people have the advantage going under, and it makes it more of an even keel, just like boxes and wall ball targets.
We'll tell that to the DECA people, Dave.
They don't listen to me for that.
But I do. I just think it's becoming clear that certain things people don't get. It's not as hard. Nobody's screaming about the farmer carry. You know, that always goes great. And for the most part, the lunges do pretty well too. It's not super hard to judge the lunges for the most part. You can have a couple judges on the lanes.
Sled pushes and pulls, aside from the fact that it's been difficult to get the consistency in the flooring, but the actual movement itself, very simplistic.
Just moving something heavy from point A to point B. I don't know. I just think we seem to always be talking about the exact same stations.
I mean, that's why we don't have competitive Murphs, is because you're talking three of the most pain in the ass movements to judge.
We don't? Does no one want a world record for that?
Yeah. And how difficult was that? Imagine trying to put 3,000 people through that.
Yeah. So you have, like you're saying, I mean, with the 10 judges where, you can move them through, a smaller participation event. Yeah. Have the wall balls, have the BBJs or whatever. But yeah.
I mean, CrossFit's proven for years that model will work, but with the mass participation, it will not.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I say? Like
rope climbs, Cheryl. Rope climbs.
Damn right, rope climbs. Let's go.
Talk about people getting hurt. So many tired people falling off and getting hurt. Listen,
that's their problem.
I'll be fine.
My whole thing is judge the hell out of people trying to win something and let open be open, and you do your best and you kind of roll with the punches. That's my thing.
Well, and I think that's what didn't happen in Maastricht. For whatever reason, it didn't seem like they had those judges ready for those guys to come through.
Right. Well, say what you want about Sean, but like everybody loves Graham, right? And Graham had issues.
Yeah. He was frustrated by BBJs, right? He wasn't getting communicated.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So I don't know why they weren't.
They said for him, Matt did speak to me about this. He said there was a warning and then the penalty, and he says he never got the warning. He just got a penalty.
Yeah. They didn't have the little colored cards. They should have brought out the cards.
Maybe they did, but like he didn't see it.
He may not have seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the standard is around that. If they're supposed to like yell it out or something, like yellow card.
You can only do so much, right? If he's in the heat of battle and going full out, you show a card, do whatever they're saying. That's a warning. He just may not have got it. And for the record, I like Sean.
I like Sean too.
I do too.
I'm just saying that if someone says whatever about Sean, because there has been controversy previously.
Yes. Well, that's just because his family is cursed in sports. That's all.
Cheryl is clearly trying to get us canceled by bringing up gypsy curses, which is so unwoke.
Well, I will say I got some DMs about this whole thing, and I will let you decide whether or not I should have said this thing I'm going to say next.
Oh boy.
But somebody said, at what point do we speculate whether or not Sean Noble slept with a Hyrox exec's wife? So I could have gone with that round.
That's a good one. If I truly wanted clickbait, I would share that one on Instagram. I won't do it.
It wasn't very PC of you because you went with only wife, and I mean,
I was going to say, I should have said spouse.
Yeah, you should spouse or significant other,
partner, right?
That's right, life partner.
Sean could be, really open.
Like who did you fucking piss off? Well, if there's a meme channel out there, there you go. There's free content for you if you're a Hyrox meme channel.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. We ready to move on? Anything else we want to say about judging?
Sure. Judging is very hard. Thank you for everyone who comes out and does it.
Yes. Yeah. And here's what I will say too, is I think that woman who got filmed, right, doing those snatches, she wanted to do them right. And it sounds like, according to the rules, she did. But he doesn't want to look like that. You know what I mean? None of us as athletes want to look like that. We want to look good doing the movement. And so judges, you're helping us when you correct us, right? Like we want to do it right. And we just don't know because we're tired. I think half the time we just don't know.
Yeah. But that's reminiscent back to the DECA burpee standard from before.
Yes.
Right? Looked like shit, but that was what was in the rules, and that's what's in the rules. She's good.
Yep.
She's just the only one who caught it.
If you're listening,
I've got a few other videos of people like doing the.
Oh, so Danny, it was just you who didn't catch it.
Yeah.
He's just being nice.
I went on the CrossFit Open standards from a few years ago and screwed myself over.
All right.
But the dumbbells they were using were weird dumbbells, though. It's like not like a dumbbell I've ever snatched with. It was as if it was one metal piece. Like every time you touched it on the ground, it was like shaking through your wrist. It was.
Wow.
It wasn't like the rubber hex ones that we usually use.
No, they weren't like.
Did you see the brand by chance?
I think it was Wolverson Fitness.
Wolverson. Are you saying Wolverson?
Yeah. WOLVERSON.
Yeah, I think I want to say they do. I want to say they're Athics.
They did the sandbags as well.
Or they used to do Athics, or they used to do Hyrox. Like the very first Hyrox, I think. Say Wolverson. I've seen them somewhere.
Yeah.
Timu.
I think they're quite a big like brand over here in Europe, so they do provide kit for it. But like the first one when I hit it off the floor, I was like, "What?" That felt awful. Like it felt so bad. It didn't feel the proper. Like it was 20 kilos. I know it was 20 kilos, but it didn't feel like it the way that you were having to work it. So they were hex shaped, but they just didn't behave like any other hex dumbbell I've ever done CrossFit with. Like that's no excuse for people doing the half lockouts though. That was just an observation, I guess, on kit.
All right, let's move on to our next note, which Cheryl says bunch of Hyrox updates per email of Hyrox. I don't know which one you're referring to. I get a lot of Hyrox emails. I'm signed up for all the countries.
You wrote that. I did not write that. I wouldn't write that.
I wrote that.
Yeah, you did. So maybe we move on from that.
Bunch of Hyrox updates per email from Hyrox. Huh.
I get them in
email that they sent out to the elites with all the stuff, and
wasn't that last week? Did we do that last week?
No, we didn't. You hadn't gotten the email, like you hadn't seen the email. You weren't sure about some of the stuff, and then you got the email the next day, and so I think you wrote that down. So I'm not so sure there's a lot to talk about.
Well, now I feel like there is if I put it there. Elite 15 stuff.
Right.
Which was what? All this post I did about it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this is important. Okay. Thank you. This is important. Okay. First piece of business is I wrote an article about this. While I'm finding it, I will tell you that based on feedback they were given, each athlete is allowed a judge in what's called a judge zone. The wording in this email was, I can't remember if they used the word pilot or test or like, we're going to see how this goes.
Are you talking like a coach?
Coach.
That's what I just said.
Zone.
What did I
Coach
say?
zone.
Judge.
Sorry. Judges on the brain. Like a coach zone. And
oh yeah, I wanted to make fun of you about this. Go on.
Make fun of me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
While back, I was saying they should allow the coaches to be able, and you said there's no room for them. And I
but
said
there isn't.
Literally go all over the place. You remember, don't you, Cheryl?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And now they're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks like it's sort of the whole L shape along the grid, right? That they can be along this part or this part of the grid. So they're going to have a lot of access.
Very stringent rules.
Yeah, there you go.
So here's the coaches zone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Key rules. Each athlete may nominate one coach. Same coach must be used for singles and doubles. But that means for each doubles team, there can be two, I guess. Once submitted, no substitutions, much like the Chinese restaurant down the street. No media access.
That was for you.
That was for me. And I think to say also, like, don't think you're gonna like get your media guy and be like, that's my coach, and have him sneak in and film you.
Yeah.
I think that's more what it was about. Certainly not for me. Accountability. Athletes are responsible for their coach's behavior, fully responsible. Any violation by the coach will result in time penalties, 15-second, or DQ for the athlete. I like this, right? If some coach decides to fucking act the fool, it's only going to affect your athlete. Both athletes and coaches must sign a rules of conduct agreement, which we assume is like kind of the standard, like, be nice, don't be an asshole.
It's in the rules. You shouldn't have to sign something.
Yes.
Arrival. Coaches must enter with the chaperone at the designated time. Late arrival means forfeiting access to that zone. So I'm guessing that means someone from Hyrox is going to go, anybody who's coaching, come with me now or never.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm down with that.
Now with that,
Yep.
Restriction, no bags of any kind. Coaches may bring a water bottle for personal use, but no refills are available inside the zone. No food is permitted. Movement. Once inside, there is no re-entry. Restrooms not available. Emergency exits means you'll be forfeiting access for the rest of the day. So go before we get in the car, kids.
That's right.
This is interesting.
Wow.
No headwear, caps or headbands. None. So if you are a bald or you got an ugly part in your hair, tough shit. Tops and bottoms.
Why would they have that there?
Because they don't want, because it's a sponsor thing. It's the next line. Tops and bottoms cannot feature additional partner branding outside of the apparel brand. So why doesn't it just say hats can be worn, but must be unicolor, no sponsor? Why can't they just say that?
Could be the brand name of the hats. You know, just the sheer brand. I don't know. It's clearly seemed to be a branding thing.
Accessories such as wristbands, socks, and shoes are the athlete's choice, but must follow the same branding rules. I don't think they meant to say athlete there. And communicate Coaches may not address the judges or race directors. Mobile phones can only be used to track live data feeds, not for filming or photography. So I got to say, this is a step towards professionalism. I think they thought of everything through for that particular thing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's great to be able to have the coaches out there. I think I don't really see downside to it. I think my downside is it's probably should have been done a while ago. But other than that, I think it's good. I still laugh when they have to sign the contract thing I'm signing the contract that says I'll follow the rules. Of course you'll follow the rules or you're going to get disqualified or penalized. That's just dumb. But other than that, no, I don't got a problem with it. I get the branding. It's a pain in the ass, but it's their, it's their game. You want to play. That's the rule.
I think it's going to be really fun to watch the coaches interact with the athletes. How
many fist fights in the coaching pen will we see?
Oh, I think, yeah. You got the hybrid engine, you got RMR in there. It's going to be a brawl, right? I just think, I think it's just going to add to the dynamism. I mean, because it looks like they'll be along the grid where they can see them do the work, but then they're also going to be along what looks like maybe where they're running in and out, or at least out, which I think would be really cool.
Well, here's what's interesting. In the past, there's been some kind of, limited standing room only, right? Mm-hmm. And then the stands. Mm-hmm. For this race, it's a separate room, right? We're trying to give it all the eyes and ears we can. So will that still be the case? Because if there's people down at ground level, the few shots that media is getting won't be able to get because all the coaches will be in the way. Or will it be nobody's on the floor at all? Everything happens and you just have to shoot from the grandstands if you want to get anything.
I think you're going to be shooting from the grandstands.
Yeah.
I think, as time goes, you'll get less and less access as far as how up close and personal you'll be able to get.
But do they want the fans don't they want the fans on the rail? Because that's exciting, like we usually have. And some of those fans are camera people.
I think if they're all up in the grandstands, they're just as good because they can just show the grandstand shot.
They've only got the coaches on the one side. Could they have the fans on the other side?
Okay.
I mean, this is why you're going, Matt, to see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the people.
Mm-hmm.
And the other notes on there, I want to do that one first. Was I got to get my amazing AI work here.
Okay, while you're looking that up, let me just say that if they could put a mic on the coaches, I think that would be even more fun.
That would be amazing. So every man, whether they're wearing a shirt or not, will get tattoos put on in case they take the shirt off later. Name, country on the front and on the back. And you can still have the sponsor tattoo rule, like that still exists, I guess, in the other PEC, I guess. But that's
it's gonna be like NASCAR.
Just like NASCAR. They are moving, instead of the races being back to back, which many have complained about, there is a nice break. Women at 4, men at 7. So for America, it'll be as you're waking up, 9 a.m. I think for the women, and then a couple hours later for the men. Singles on Friday, doubles on Saturday. What else? The race direction team has been doubled for Maastricht to reduce congestion issues seen in previous qualifiers. Adjustments to the floor plan have been made to improve flow, including at burpee broad jumps. Did this? This was for Maastricht. Did anybody speak about this?
No.
No. Well, I mean, we weren't able to tell unless you were there.
Right, and they did say the fast lane police would be there in Maastricht. I don't know if people saw them or not. I can't remember if people commented on it.
Yeah, I assume what they mean though is they're making the burpee broad jump area wider so that you can accommodate more people.
And
I remember going to the Barcelona last chance qualifier, and when everyone was coming in like the funnel to start, you had judges kind of standing almost on top of athletes. It was so tight going up it. So I'm guessing they're just making it a bit wider.
Right. And they've already sent out the invites for Elite 15, and they had to get back to them yesterday by noon or it went to the roll down. So for example, Calypso just shared she's in. So congrats, Calypso. She already got her roll down in. Is it next weekend? Am I going to fucking? It is next weekend.
Yeah, it's not this coming weekend because this coming weekend's Boston, and then next weekend is
all right. Should we talk about Boston?
I like the layout. I wish they could do it in more.
You know, so Boston's a big venue, isn't it?
It looks big and square.
Because
well, it says Hall A and B1, right? So, and from the amazing post that I did, which was just the map, I was going to show you. It's you come in downstairs and then go upstairs, right? Which is the same as Chicago, right? And some other places.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time 3 laps, everything else is 2 laps.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that kind of, I feel like that's the same as everything. What else is?
No, but the rock zone is, you don't have to travel as far. It's almost like everything's kind of around a central core instead of you having to travel like all the way to the end to get to say zone 1 and then work your way through. They kind of have it, they have the in and out, and then it's almost like everything is kind of a spoke out from that hub. So I just think it's going to be a shorter rock zone. I think it's going to be a little quicker for people. And it'd be nice if they could do that everywhere. I don't know if they could, get big enough venues to be able to do it, but I kind of like it.
there was something about it. It kind of occurred to me about Boston, and we've talked about how it didn't sell out and all that stuff, right?
None of it. All of it's still available.
No. So what I'm thinking, and this is something that occurred to me, was when I see the map, right? It's big. It looks like a big venue. Is it possible that there's just more tickets available, and that's why they haven't sold out? Like maybe they're still selling the similar amount to what they do at some of the other venues, but there's more available for this.
I thought we discussed that already, though. I thought we said when this first came up that, because I remember putting this into chat, and it was like the way they separate the singles and the doubles, and the way they do the days, and it's just more available. I thought we discussed this. Maybe we did. Maybe I just asked chat one of my many questions.
I don't think
chat. But again, to have 0 categories sold out still seems like a surprise.
That's surprising.
You think, say, women's doubles, for example, right? I mean, well, listen, we're going to know. We're going to see the finishing numbers.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it just makes me worry that they're not going to bring them back next year. Like I want to have lots of access, in the United States.
I think, but I feel like they're getting better a hang of, okay, let's release a season at a time instead of dripping it. And hey, if it's the first time in Boston, it'll be better the second time. Maybe.
Yeah, let's hope so. And I just, I looked up Vancouver sales. I don't think those are going super great, but that's
now you're killing my ray of sunshine thing there. I did a nice positive thing. I didn't want to even talk about Vancouver. I don't know how that.
Why is it? What? How many hours? I think I put that in the post. Like I put how many hours it was to see if it was doable. Like because people don't know where Vancouver is, and it's like, shouldn't everybody on the West Coast be going? If their only race is Anaheim, shouldn't they all be going to Vancouver? Since they have to fly east
before Christmas.
It's what?
3 days before Christmas.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it's only like a week and a half. It's only like 2 weeks after Anaheim, Yeah. So it makes it tough.
So it's a timing thing, and they forgot we celebrate Christmas over here.
Right.
You forgot that was a thing.
What are you doing for Rosh Hashanah, Cheryl?
Aren't I supposed to eat something good? Isn't there something good I get to eat? I'm going to have to figure out what that is.
I think you're supposed to begin to atone is what you're supposed to do.
Oh, I can do that. Okay. I can work on that.
Okay. Start doing that.
Okay.
Between now and Yom Kippur, right? That's what we do.
Atone. Oh, that's right. It's sort of your Lent, right? It's the Lent this is sort of a Lent time. I can do that. I'll work on my wall ball form.
Is that to appease?
Learn how to do snatches.
Exactly.
To appease the CrossFit gods.
I'll improve on something, I promise.
So all that to say, they are improving the sports side in a way that works. This is what you hear Bracken often talk about, these old Joe DI days at Spartan, where they had a guy, it was his job to work with the elites, answer their questions, help with travel, whatever. And it wasn't dealing with Joe or some other person who doesn't know or doesn't care, right, in the marketing team or whatever. And again, I know plenty of good people at Spartan, but you know what I'm saying. And so this is what they announced he was doing, and it's what he's doing, right? He's been in communication with them. I asked him questions. So far, Matt gets good points. High praise over here for Matt Locke.
I mean, I feel like what Maastricht was kind of our first window into the new season, sort of the most serious race so far with all.
If we don't count all those APAC races, don't hurt their feelings. They've had like a dozen races over there already this season, Cheryl.
That's true. No, but I mean, to have so many people trying to qualify, it felt like a lot of people were descending upon this one to kind of gun for that. And I think for the most part, it went pretty well. And it seems like there are some kinks that they'll work out. But I think so far it's going fine. So good. So yeah, I'm looking at Hyrox Anaheim, and Anaheim sold out. Like a lot of it's sold out.
So it was kind of like, but this is what it was like Toronto, boom, sells out. Anaheim, boom, sells out. And then the ones they released right after those didn't. Is that what we've decided?
Seems to be. Yep.
No, Dallas sold out, didn't it? Dallas sold out?
I think Dallas sold out. Yeah. There's some open in Anaheim, but not a lot. Not a lot.
For me, I'm just completely convinced Vancouver is a total timing thing.
I think so too.
You've got to hate your family. Well, but here's another thing. We've given Hyrox a lot of praise, but I do got to say, one thing I have noticed, they're real bad on those emails. Speaking of emails, I will often click around when I'm on everybody's email list, north, south, east, west, because I've signed up for different rates in the past. And, I know someone that's putting on a sim here, and I was going to work with them on it. But they're like, it's in October, which is my busy time, and just didn't work out. And I see it in the email. Hey, Noble Clay Fitness, blah, blah, blah. Hyrox, so psyched for those guys. Click the link. Guess where it takes me? Not there. Somebody else's fucking PFT. And I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen when I was in Toronto, sorry, not Toronto, when I went up to the sim up there, they never got on the email. They never even got on the email. So it's one of those things where they're hitting the marks in a lot of places, and then they're missing the mark in some other places. And I would be upset if I was one of these gyms and they screwed up my date, or it'll be another person's link, or it'll go to the wrong link, or it'll be the wrong date. Those have been wonky, and those should be. That's one of the advantages of being affiliate, right? Like,
yeah, you would want that.
The opportunity for that guy to sell tickets to people who have no clue who he is, that love Hyrox and just happen to live in Atlanta. Oh, cool, there's a sim near me 3 weeks before my race. This is perfect.
Yeah. And you can't even access it.
Like, are some people going to then Google it and maybe figure it out? Sure, but work on that one. Work on that one, Hyrox.
How is it in your neck of the woods, Danny? Like, does that kind of stuff work? Do you have issues with that? And do they schedule things next to major holidays where you guys are? I would suspect everybody would still go.
Yeah, they haven't really done any UK ones right next to like Christmas or Easter time. I've never seen it clash like that. I'm surprised they're running one 3 days before like that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I wouldn't be getting ready for that. I'm getting fat at that time. I'm just eating everything. That's what everyone's doing, is it not?
It is. Yeah. Do you guys get the emails and stuff? Do they work?
Yeah, I get emails in Polish, German, English, Spanish, because I've been to like Barcelona and all these other ones. Poland's great. The Warsaw one was amazing. Like this year, and I will go back to that next year as well. Like it's highly recommended. Obviously, it's going to be a major this year as well. So
tell what's so great about it. Tell us what's great about it.
So it's in like a football stadium, and they have the roof closed. So like it is cold. It's quite cold as well. So you're running about, not getting the heated sweats and the dry mouth of being like inside those indoor venues. It does feel like you're running outside, but you're not. So in Warsaw, I think they run that. It was quite early in the year, March, I think. So it's not freezing and it's not like sunny yet, but it was perfect temperature. Everything's cheap in Poland as well. Like my weekend, hotel right on about 1 kilometer away from the venue. I could see the venue from the window. Was cheap, like, and you've got that access to it to go in and out whenever you want. All the food and drink cheap in Warsaw. Flights there cost me next to nothing.
Do you know what I heard, Danny?
What?
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
So those ones I would go to. If you can get over this side, I'd highly recommend Warsaw. I've got some cool photos as well. The media team were very on point, like framing with the stadium behind you. So it makes it look like you're like a professional athlete rather than just a random guy doing Hyrox.
I wanted to see what was going on in Vancouver at the end of November, and it looks pretty big, pretty busy. But usually these venues have multiple halls. So you've got Indigenous Partnership Success Showcase, 71st Annual St. Paul's Hospital CME Conference, Mining Tech North America, Annual Canadian Employee Benefits Conference. That sounds like that.
The 23rd to the 26th.
This is November.
Yeah, you're supposed to be going for
November.
December.
I'm giving you the weeks around the event, guys, to see when they could have had it. CPABC Infinite Conference, the Estee Lauder Warehouse Sale. Cheryl, are we in on that one or what?
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Get me some lotions.
Oh, there it is. Hyrox, December.
That's it.
West Building. How's January? Let's see how January is. Nothing.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Because what? It's like minus 20 Celsius.
Vancouver's probably the warmest part of Canada that time of year.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's warm, but it's dark.
Nothing in
warm,
March.
dark, and rainy.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I think they haven't updated it because they've got nothing in 26 at all. I think they haven't updated it yet. Yeah, man, don't do something a week before Christmas, guys. That's not ideal. And again, it's like, was it a good deal? Was it, well, if we do it here, then we can do this other event here. Like, because again, these cars move, these trucks move. But what is right before that? What do we have before Vancouver? Is it Anaheim?
Anaheim.
What week is Anaheim?
Anaheim's like the 13th, I think.
2 weeks before.
So they got a week to get up to Vancouver and set up.
Yeah, it sounds like they haven't purchased a second set of trucks yet. That sounds like they're still. That's what I need to invest. And I know that's $500,000, but it's America.
Yeah,
we're big.
Like you
So
gotta do that second set of trucks. Even Spartan has 2 sets of trucks. I think pre-COVID they had 3.
Yeah.
How many of those tickets though that didn't sell out do you think is due to the flex thing? People getting returns though as well. Could that potentially be affecting that? Because I'm looking at Rome right now, and it's next week here, and there's tickets available for that. But I'm sure that sold out when it was.
Yeah, well, they opened back
launched.
up. That's right.
Yeah.
That's different. And I get those emails too. Like I got something recently that was like, "Hey, this wasn't available before, but it's available now." But yeah, I think
Vancouver just went on sale last week or something like that.
Yeah,
Vancouver just went on sale last week. I don't think Boston ever sold out, and then they brought flex tickets back in. Did Rome sell out at one point, and then they've brought tickets back in? Do you know?
I felt like it did, but maybe it's just.
I just think they gotta release like all of fall at one time in your country, and then all of spring at one time in your country, right? Or just quarters, maybe. I don't know, but again, that's what the hang up was last time. Was like everyone went bananas for New York, and it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to go to Toronto. It won't be crowded, Dave. That's the good news. Is it 2 or 3 days, by the way?
Vancouver's 2 days, I believe.
No, Toronto.
Oh, Toronto's 3, I think. Pretty sure Toronto's
Anaheim's
3.
3.
And it's sold out completely.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it is 3 because I'm running on Friday and Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Are you working at all? Are you judging, or are you not allowed because you're on DECA's somewhat time log?
I do not think I am banned.
Okay.
But at the same time, I have not made plans to do any work. Who knows? I'll probably end up talking to Jay, and if he needs help, I'll help. But right now, I'm just planning to run. So I'm going to be a little more strategic about when I do help, if I do.
Boy, guys, we're knee deep in the season already.
I know, right? I can't believe I got to go to Germany next week. And then I'm gone for the longest trip I've ever gone from my house. I'm gone for 13 days because I'm going straight to Croatia.
Yep. It's here.
All right. Are we good for this week? We're going to wrap it up?
It's been nice to have Danny on here.
Sure.
Thanks for having me. Hope I provided some sort of information.
Yeah, I want to try the hybrid games. I think it'd be fun. And I can do my snatches however I want.
Exactly. They don't even have to reach them above head. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.